Yeah, trust in the process. Your story is really like one that I really will push people to listen to, because of the fact that everyone focuses so much on the training, like you said, especially in a sport like you, getting in the pool, doing a ton of training, constantly hitting lap after lap after lap. And then for someone to take that down, reduce that training, find a place where you feel comfortable and believe in yourself so much, and then still perform on the biggest stage. That is such a big lesson for people to learn. And like, I even think of myself being a young athlete, I fell into that trap of like overtraining, thinking like, if I have that day off, it's not gonna work. And that trust that you had in the training to taper and then bang, you're well again. That takes a lot of trust in that. I think swimming and I think long distance running has that as well, where it's those taper periods, and Olympic sports in general have that taper period. But it's just such a great story for people to hear, like that you don't have to, or to focus on putting yourself into a confident frame of mind is so important. It is so important for people to do. I'm conscious of time, like we've gone on for ages, and I think there was so many things I was asking you, which going to ask you, which you've answered around sort of your toughest moments, your overcoming adversities, and it's just full of it in your story. But one thing I always believe in that underpins us as athletes is who we are as people. And I wondered whether there were some values or attributes that you feel you've lived by that have allowed you to be not only a good person, but a great athlete as well.
I don't know. That's a good question. That's a really good question. I think one thing that, is so important as an athlete is to like never let, this is a cliche saying, but I've just thought it's so true. Never let success go to your head and then failure go to your heart. Like, I just think if you, in both ways, they can be bad, sport is an amazing thing. And I'm such a huge sports fan. I love the way it enriches people's lives across like every level of participation. But at the end of the day, it is just sport. And, when I was a swimmer, I'd get so wrapped up in it. But at the end of the day, it's just swimming. And it's something that I loved to do when I was little. And I've been lucky that I could take it all around the world and like experience all these amazing things as being an athlete. But at the end of the day, it's just swimming, and it's something that I choose to do. And it's, it shouldn't define me. I have sometimes feel like I've let it define me, which it shouldn't. But when you strip everything away, it's literally like getting in a big tank of water and trying to get from like one side of the other to the other. And I just think it's just a fun thing to do, and it's not anything more than that. And what matters is what people think of you when all of that is stripped away, and who you are as a person. I just always thought like the two things that you can control, like when you walk into a room, is that you can be the kindest and the most hardworking, and other than that, you can't really control anything else. So yeah, I just always tried to work my socks off and try and make the most of the opportunities that were delivered to me, but never treat anyone as any differently. Like that, I think that's that's not a very good way of putting it, but
no, it's incredible. It's so true. And I think you also mentioned it earlier about having the cards you've been dealt and just playing anyway. That's something that is, I think people can get so wrapped up in that. Like they can get so wrapped up in like, woe is me, what I have, like, and lean on and use it as a crutch. The Paralympics is a great example of people that don't allow that to happen. And they choose, you have the choice of which way you go with things. And you chose to, even after your diagnosis, you chose to continue. And that's, again, all of these little choices that we have are just